SolarButterfly studio. We are in the beautiful port city of Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and now we are talking to FairPhone. FairPhone, super interesting, super excited. I'm excited to have you here. We're with Miquel, who's one of the co-founders of the company. Started in 2013.
Yeah, correct, 2013.
It's hard to imagine. And how many phones have you sold to date?
I think close to 500,000 by now. Yeah.
500,000 phones.
Yeah,
so
of different stages of the company, of course.
But
yeah.
this is not some fringe 10,000, 20,000 phones.
No,
500,000 is a real number.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, not anymore.
And just in 8 short years.
Yeah. We are a company since 2013. Before that, we were an awareness campaign, but we always had the objective to show what is possible by doing. And by doing meant at some point doing a phone ourselves. So that was FairPhone 1. But we've learned a lot, and many phones have come since FairPhone 1, and now we are with FairPhone 4.
You're holding a FairPhone right there.
I'm holding a FairPhone, yeah.
I'm holding a competitor, a standard competitor.
I like to call them other companies.
Other companies, yeah, exactly. What are the main differences between the phone you have there and the phone I have here?
Yeah. I'll be very quick. I'll start with the DNA of the company, right? Because the mission of our company is quite big, and it's to change the rest of the industry. So we are building a market for ethical consumer electronics as a way to inspire also big brands to behave more sustainably. And we do that with a 3 stages approach. Like, we create awareness, we create the example through the projects that we do, through our phone, through our operations, and we bring, how do we call it? Like, we create followers. So we make all our projects in a way that other companies can also join. I'll give you just one very specific example. Fair Cobalt Alliance, something that we started for better working and mining conditions in the cobalt sector. Tesla has joined, so we
Fair Code Alliance.
Fair Cobalt. Cobalt is a material that comes, you probably know a lot about cobalt. Comes in your batteries, also very, very critical for the energy transition. So we not only want to use Fair Cobalt on our phone, but we want other companies to use Fair Cobalt. Yeah. So we create examples, projects that we can always scale up. And the example is always through our phone, through our operation, to show that it is possible. Yeah. Nobody can say anymore it is not possible.
Fantastic. That's an exciting example where you can move a company with as much battery impact as Tesla to move to Fair Cobalt, which is huge. What's another major difference between the phones we have in our hands?
Yeah, if we talk about the phone specifically, one big difference is that this is a modular repairable device. So as you see here on the screen, all the components of the phone are very easy to change. So if you drop it and you break your screen, or if your battery does not have juice anymore, so after 3 years they normally start not behaving so well, you can easily change it. That means you can do it yourself, but that means also it's much cheaper than do it with other smartphones.
So I was just saying, it's ironic, but I recently discovered I have an issue with my front phone here, and I have no idea how much it's going to cost, but I can imagine opening up is very expensive. So with your phone, how much does it cost to exchange the front camera?
Yeah, so the front camera would be 29 euros, more plus sending shipping costs, which is
29 euros to repair my front camera.
Yeah, and you have videos and tutorials online that makes it easy and I would say even fun to do it yourself.
Okay. Or if you don't feel like doing it, I'm sure you have a friend who would do it for you and be like, wow, this is cool.
Or you can send it to the repair center of FairPhone. We are always happy to help. Of course, there's many customers that maybe don't want to do it themselves. No problem, we also do it for them.
Fantastic. Yeah. Have you seen other companies follow this example yet?
Well, the whole discourse about repairability and the right to repair in Europe is really coming up now.
Yeah.
So you see other companies picking up on the documentation that they give for consumers to be able to repair their devices, because in the end should be your right. You bought a piece of electronics, you should be able to open it up and change stuff and repair stuff when it doesn't work anymore. Yeah.
It makes me think that when people first started designing smartphones, they just tried to get the functionality and the technology out there. Yeah. They didn't think further. You're developing the phones that go further and think about, okay, but how do you continue to use them? How do you continue to repair them?
But look, I studied industrial design, and I think it's crazy to pretend to put a product into the market or in society without thinking of the consequences of that product. And I always say the oldest engineering principle is durability and good things that last long. And that's something that the electronics industry had gone a completely different direction until now. Now slowly it's changing, and we are, we are thought leaders in that change and really pushing for it.
So what is this is the most sustainable phone?
This is the last, yeah, well, depends. If you ask me which is the most sustainable phone, I always say it's the one that is in your pocket.
Okay.
Because the longer you use your phone, the better.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a number. Normally phones are used around 3 years. That's the European average, more or less. If you use your phone instead of 3 years, you use it 5 years, you reduce 30% the CO2 emissions that are related to the making and using and dismantling, recycling of that phone.
Just by using it longer?
If you would do that up to 7 years, that would be 45% reduction of CO2 emissions. And this is why FairPhone 4 today is the only phone in the market that gives you a 5 years warranty. So basically we've learned so much over the years in building these phones that we feel confident enough that we can make ourselves liable for a 5 years warranty for any manufacturing defect that it may have. And that's important. That discourse is also important. We need to keep on making products that are done in a way that the companies that make them are confident enough that they can be used for as long as possible. Keep providing spare parts, software updates, super important in the electronics industry. And it would not be me if I not talk also just 10 seconds about social sustainability, because we also do a lot there. FairPhone 4 is also the first phone that everybody that has been assembling this phone in the Chinese company, the Chinese factory where they are made, one of our partners, they get a living wage. And it's not only, again, that this phone, everybody that put it together gets a living wage, which is different than a minimum wage. I don't know if I don't have much time to explain the difference, but living wage is a decent wage. It's one, of course, it's the only device, but the most important is that by doing that project with our manufacturer, we've put a system and a methodology in place where this can be done. We've published a white paper. Everybody out there
knows it's
making
possible.
A consumer electronics can establish the same program in the factory.
And so you're leading the way in terms of what does it mean to have a living wage, and showing that it's possible, and showing that the customers support it in this phone. I'm excited. I will use my phone as long as possible, and when I'm done with that, I'd love to switch to one of your phones.
Cool.
It's really inspiring what you're doing. I can't believe that a couple people can go up against these enormous giants, electronics giants, but I think you're riding the right wave in terms of people see that mind approach and they feel like that resonates with them, and so they want to also go that way and support it. So
definitely. I mean, by now we are 120 people at FairPhone, so it's not anymore like a small team.
Okay.
But it's amazing to still be there and work with so passionate and so caring people.
I'm really inspired. How can people participate, get involved, support you?
Well, we have a website, of course, fairphone.com. You can also find that everywhere. And we also have a forum if you're interested in a bit the deeper discussions about some of the sustainability issues in the electronics industry and what we do to solve them.
Okay. Miquel, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for of course, introducing your incredible product and approach to thinking about products in the electronics industry and the impact on the environment. And I hope that everybody here watching found it interesting, and it tips you to think about how you can make a change like this. A small company over 8 or 9 years can make such an impact in the industry. Very inspiring. Thank you for joining us today. You can, as always, follow us on social media at Meet Larso or SolarButterfly.org. Thank you again for your time, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you, Miquel.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.